Here's a 1991 Chrysler TC by Maserati third tail light issue. It keeps breaking, going out. So first thing you need to do is take your hard top off, if you have that. Take it off, set it on the ground back there. You don't need to get into the trunk for this unless there's something in the trunk you need. And then take your soft top up and lift it up, and you'll have to take these little push-in screws here all around here for this little decorative carpet thing. And right back here is where your tail light's gonna be. It's gonna be up behind the screws. Are gonna be behind this stripping here. There's two of them. You're gonna need a Phillips cross point screwdriver, and you take them off, and there should be a little clip here. Yep.
How many times have we done this?
A lot. So there's this little clip here. Be really careful with this. I might break it.
What'd you call that? 90s?
This is 90s plastic for you. Be careful. This car spent most of its life in Arizona, so it's going to be a little. Well, we've taken this off before, so it won't be so hard.
We hope.
Just be careful with that. So that's your first step, and then have a partner.
And remember last time we bent it because we lowered it because we let this. You can see it's still kind of wonkied.
And
because we let the lid close on it. Oh, I know what he's going to do. We've done this so many times.
Good idea.
I've washed all your rags.
Really nice, if you can hear me, a really nice version of this car is take a microfiber towel and put it up underneath there so it won't scratch it. Okay, lift it back up. Take care of your car, take care of your paint.
We've done this 3 times and the bulbs keep, and we're going to show you this. We're modifying the whole light fixture now.
Be careful when you unscrew these screws because they might disappear on you. Keep unscrewing.
Hang on. There we go. Okay, we'll push the wire through so we don't break that off.
Push the screw in.
Got it?
No.
Try not to scratch anything.
Push it in.
Yeah, it's pretty much in there. Okay, I need my wire to come through here. Ah, come on. There. Okay, here we go. Third brake light. Sheesh. Now we do actually have a spare that we bought in a junkyard out in California. I got the VIN number. That car was going to the crusher right after I buffed it out with my little buffing wheel right there. So the lens is all shiny and not so flat like that one.
It helps if you have 2 tail lights.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done this I think the 3rd time we've had this off. Okay, so as you can see, go ahead and pop that one apart and we'll show them the problem again for the 3rd time. We've got 2 videos out there, but I think this time we're going to get it for real because I am modifying the dog out of this. If you will look at this light panel here, you will see that I have put these little screws. I went down to Ace Hardware and got, I think they're number 4s. I went and got a whole bunch of stuff. I got copper washers, lock washers, a lock nut, a little Dremel. I'm going to buff everything off. And I got these 2 little drill bits. Now, I can't tell you what size they are, but they're perfect. I got one's a smaller one, one's a little bit bigger.
Oh.
And
that one's bent.
Let me see. No, they're both bent. Here's what keeps happening, right? There, that one of those, I don't know which one it is. I think it's that one. You can see they're a little hot looking, but they're rivets that go through the little, like a little tiny, this is the one we got out of the junkyard because I put the dumb color stuff on it. Anyway, what I'm going to do, or we're going to do, is we're going to drill out the rivet that holds both of those on.
So we're putting the original one back in?
Yeah, and we're going to use these little brass screws and nylock nuts and copper. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll hold up. started turning before I got it drilled out. Okay, if you look here, you can see where I drilled that rivet just enough. I got the right size drill bit. I can't tell you what it is, but you can figure it out. If you really need to know, I'll look it up. But anyway, it's just a little, looks like a copper rivet, and it goes through this. And this stuff is real delicate to work with. So I've got these little needle nose pliers, and the rivet came right out. So if you look, you got this little tiny hole screw. So I'm going to take the Dremel. I used to have a variable speed version of that. Okay, so now we take the screw, run the screw through the, you go down and take this light with you when you go. I think those were called number 4s, but they slide through that perfectly. Now there's no room, I was going to put a copper washer back behind there, but there's no room for it to fit in there. So I have to just put the screw down in there. I had another idea for that, but if I have to do this again, I'm going to change. I'm going to do something different. I don't know what. But. All right, if you look now, I got these 2 brass flat-headed screws down in here. Everything's cleaned up. There's just not a lot of room for much washers and jazz between the plastic. But the bolt comes through nice here. So I'm going to take this little copper washer. Copper's good. I don't know what dissimilar metal. I think that's what's doing that to this. There's brass, and this may be a bad idea too. But then I'm going to take this. This is a number 4 locking. It's a nut with a lock washer on it. So I have to come up with a way to tighten that. Actually, really, when I tighten this down good, and this lock nut on here. Then it should, I don't know, we'll see how long this one holds. How long did that other one hold up, Sky?
Well, not very long. We just replaced the whole light and everything.
Yeah. That's when we went to the junkyard, because we went to the junkyard and bought that spare before we even knew what we were doing. And we fixed the spare one.
Gave us about, what, a year of,
I guess,
no problems, and then it...
But ours just keeps cutting out, and it's always the same thing. It's that little rivet. And I think now we're done with the rivet. And now we got a bolt. As you can see, that's pretty solid there. I guess I could go get my meter and test it. Okay, the other thing we're doing is we're experimenting with LEDs. We got red LEDs, 168Rs, and then we got, ooh, where are you? There you are. Oop. And then we got 168 super bright whites. And we don't really know. That's what's in there. So we're going to see what works better, the super bright white, just the red, and then we're going to have to check the polarity on it. So
we'll put the super brights in the middle.
We'll see. We'll know after we get it in there.
Very important when you're slide your light back in through the little hole here and you clamp it in. Make sure this goes back up in there as far as it can, so you won't crush the plastic
like
when
we
it's
did
closing.
last time. Yeah.
So just like that, it's fine.
Okay, and put your pins back in.
We gotta screw it still.
Shut the video off before I do that. Okay, here we go, trying to put it all back together. We ended up putting the super brights in the middle and the red ones on the end. There doesn't seem to be much difference, but we'll check later tonight and we'll see which bulbs work better. I have the feeling that the white ones are going to be brighter, but the red ones will probably have a better color. We used 4 of the, what, 3? 1, 2, 3, 4 of 4, 5, 6. How many are in there? Anyway, we got it kind of balanced out even. So here we go, trying to put it back. All right, that's the configuration for the lights. Super bright whites in the middle, reds on the outside, and the standard incandescents in the middle. 4, 6, 8 bulbs. we'll see what they look like. Ultimately, we'll probably end up replacing them all with one or the other, probably the reds or the whites. We'll look and see. It's too daylight. Anyway, we had to buff this out, and we're going to have to reuse it because our old one didn't have those in it. I can't remember what we did to that, but anyway, we buffed it out on the compound, and it's fine. If you guys want us to fix you one of these, just mail us yours, and we'll make it ready.
Now it's time to screw them back down. Screw them back down with your Phillips screwdriver, and then you'll put these clips back in. Make sure this wire goes back up in there, and you're just about finished.
Ever since the day before we bought this car, the window was broke out of it. The owner had lowered it, and what had happened, the screw went missing right here on this, and it here and here. We found it down in the tonneau boot. So we got a window. We've had one for several years, but we're just now getting around to doing it. These are the pins for the top pull down. There's a plate that goes here. This is kind of glued on for those of you that want to replace your back window. This is part of the back window here. And we just decided to go ahead and pull this out. We got a window to put in it, but we're going to see how far we get with it. And we want to find out why this just quit working. But you got to take all them little staples. They're just little staples. Schuyler's working on that. A little side project we got involved in.
It's not a side project.